The No Fate channel, checking in. On this episode of Dad's Home Gym, I've got a bone to pick with Basement Brandon and as many reviews as possible. Being friends with them on social media, it gets downright expensive, and that's why we're gonna go into how they completely hoodwinked me into buying these pull-down grips, and we're gonna do a review of these pull-down grips. But if this is your first time to the channel, give this video a like, hit that red subscribe button. On this home gym series, I just review pieces of home gym equipment to help you decide if it is right for your home gym, if it will exceed your expectations, and if it is worth your hard-earned money. So let's flash back prior to Christmas of 2021. I was perusing the IG, and as many reviews as possible listed 5 pull-down attachment handles for $77 at Walmart.com. And I was like, that's too good to be true. Too good to be true. Oftentimes, these 5 handles, and I'll put a photo up here of all 5. I didn't want to cart them all out for today's video because I am lazy, but I'll put a photo up here of all 5. Most of the time, those range between $130 and $150. $77 delivered, free shipping. Thank you, Walmart.com. I thought it was too good to be true. And then Basement Brandon chimes in because I asked him, hey, should I bother picking these up? And he just said, just do it. So of course I pulled the trigger and boom, $77 flew out of my account. And 2 weeks later, I got 5 handles. Now, what are these? How are they used? Are they any good? Should you get them for your home gym? These are ergonomic handles predominantly used for a lat pull-down machine, and they can be used on a lat row machine. And they've got 5 different shapes. There's 3 like this that are wide. There's one that's a little tighter together and one that's wider than this one. And there's 2 like this that are nice and close to kind of really get those hands close and squeeze that back together when you do your lat pull downs. One of the nice things about these, besides the fact that they only cost $77 for all 5, is that they put your hands and your wrist in an ergonomically natural position, okay? It's almost like it feels super comfortable when you are using these with regards to how your hands are and how your wrists are without damaging your wrists or putting unnecessary torque on your wrists. And it feels good. And one of the other nice things about these, because of the different angles that they provide, you can get a really nice squeeze on the back when you come all the way down and you're just squeezing out at the bottom. You get a really nice pull on the back and you can feel that muscle activation. What's the downside of these? Well, it's $77 for all 5. There's not much downside, but we gotta attack this as though you were gonna pay full price so you can decide if this is worth it if you pay full price. So first and foremost, where are these gonna break? They're not gonna break in the handle. These things are really sturdy. I don't know how these would ever break. However, the ring eyelet is really the weak spot. So if you're not careful when you clip these on and unclip them, you can kind of really damage the metal that they used on this ring eyelet. And I think for most people, if you're using this on a lat pull down machine, that clip that you're clipping into is going to be big enough that you're going to have plenty of clearance. For those of you, like myself, that are using a functional trainer, you're going to have a smaller clip, so you need to be more aware of clipping these in, taking them off, so that you don't twist or damage that ring eyelet. So, how have I used them? Well, you better believe I use them on back days with my Titan Fitness functional trainer. Link in the description. I will tell you straight away that they are fun to use, especially in a home gym environment. You're looking for ways to change things up. Sometimes you're doing the same exercises, but you want a different angle so that you feel like you're kind of hitting different spots of your back and your workouts feel fresh to death. And the truth is that these do just that. They are great to really change things up and give you a new angle of attack when you're hitting back. What's the downside, aside from the fact that if you're not careful, you're gonna damage that ring eyelet? The downside of these is the fact that you cannot wrap these. Normally when you do lat pull downs and you're going heavy, I mean, you're pinning it out, you wrap your hands, you wrap your wrists to really make sure that you're getting as much emphasis on the back. But because of this, there's really nowhere to wrap. There's nothing to wrap. So if you're looking to go super heavy and PR and hit all that progressive overload type of stuff, these aren't for you, only because there's just nowhere to wrap them. However, your wrist is going to be in a fairly neutral position and the grips are nice and sturdy and they're not slippery. So not necessarily something you would need to wrap, but you do need to be aware of that. Also, the truth is, what else is wrong with them? If you have a functional trainer like I do, you are going to be limited by your weight stack. Typically, when you have a lat pull-down machine, that weight stack goes heavy. And if you have a plate-loaded lat pull-down machine, you can just add more plates to it. But on a functional trainer, you're typically limited by that plate stack, and that plate stack is usually a 2-to-1 ratio, meaning if you have a 200-pound weight stack, you're only able to pull down 100 pounds. And for many of you, and I know a lot of people are stronger than I am, so I don't think I'm speaking out of turn. For many of you, that's not going to be enough for your lat pull downs, and it's frankly not going to be enough for your rows as well, because your back is one of your biggest muscles, and for many of you, you can just pin out those huge stacks anyway. So if you have a functional trainer, these probably are not going to be right for you if you are averagely strong, or if you're super strong, or if you're like super duper strong. It's just not going to be beneficial, other than kind of doing a burnout or a triple superset at the end of your workout. The other thing that's wrong with buying all 5 of these, you don't need all 5 of them. Frankly, 3 of them have the same exact design, and then the other 2 have the similar design. I would say, because they come as a set of 5, that your best bet is twofold. Number 1, you go in with the gym buddy, you split the cost, and then one of you gets 3, one of you gets 2, and you're good, because you really only need one of them that's like this and one of them that's like this. I find that the ultra wide version of this that it came with is just too wide for me. Now I'm 6'1", 185 to 190. I don't necessarily have a wide frame, but I still find my hands are so far out, I just don't feel like I'm working the muscle. It just feels a little too awkward for me. But everyone is shaped different. Everyone's muscle inserts are different. So that's obviously personal preference. The other thing that you could do, because you don't need all 5, is that you could buy these on sale when as many reviews as possible throws up another one of those sales and lets us know what's the skinny on all of those low budget home gym equipment pieces. You can buy these at a discount and then sell 2 to 3 of the attachments that you don't need. Obviously, you're going to take a little bit of a loss on selling those attachments, but it will defer the price of the ones that you do keep. It is time. It is time for Fate of the Union, where I give you my final thoughts on these handles. Number 1, most of the handles that you're going to see like this are all made in the same factory. So if you can find one that's a great deal, you should snatch it up. These are ideal for those of you with plate loaded or with a complete lat pull down machine. I would say not something that you're gonna probably want to pick up if you just have a functional trainer, or at least a functional trainer that you can't go super heavy on. Do you need all 5? No. If you're a person who only wants to buy exactly what you need, you can absolutely get away with 2, and they do sell these online as singles or in pairs of 2. Clearly, 5 at $77 is a steal of a deal. I'm curious, comment down below how many of you are following as many reviews as possible on Instagram. I'm curious who is always looking for sales when it comes to home gym equipment and who likes to pay full price. I will link his Instagram account in the description of today's video, along with all my other affiliate links. So definitely check those out. If you came this far in the video, you and I are officially best friends. YouTube hates people who check out of videos early. So if you came this far, man, it's you and I. We are a band of brothers. As usual, give the video a like, hit the subscribe button, and don't save anything for the trip back.